Welcome to Wellness Curated by Anshu Bahanda. The world feels a sadder and more stressed place than ever. Post-pandemic, and the worries persist, as reports of higher levels of strain are backed up by polls. A recent one from just 2021 found that 4 in 10 adults worldwide suffer with anxiety and feel unable to cope. So rather than reaching for comfort food or seeking some release through medication or alcohol, let's look at how meditation can really help to clear our minds, boost concentration, energy, and sleep. In our series on meditation, our guest, Amrita Mann, will be our guide, and we'll cover key aspects in each session, including meditation for health, also for wealth, for love, and for happiness. Amrita is an incredible healer, and we're starting with the question, why meditate? Welcome to our chat, Amrita.
Hi, Anshu. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here with us today. Amrita, before we dig into meditation and the hows and the whys, can we discuss a few preconceived notions that people might have before they, try and meditate, things that block them? So one of them is, there is always this image of someone sitting in a beautiful lotus pose, cross-legged on the floor. Some of us can sit cross-legged, some of us can do the lotus pose, but not everyone can. So Is that how you meditate? Is that how one is meant to meditate?
No, not exactly. Because if you see the old Egyptian texts, they were all sitting straight on a chair with their feet on the floor. So there are different ways, different cultures have different ways of meditating. Ideally, the energetic connection in your body, when you sit with your left leg in towards the perineum, the energy goes up, it rises up automatically. So it connects your energetic body. So it's easier to meditate, but you can do the same thing sitting on the chair with your left leg right under the perineum, so that they're not, so that the energetic connection is still there. So you don't have to be doing it in any pose. In fact, when you're when you're meditating regularly, you notice that even you're meditating in your day-to-day activities as well. So it's just it's just how it is shown. But yes, silence, you do need that inner silence, you do need that inner awareness. And if that helps you, sitting in a cross-legged position helps you get into the meditative mode, then it's good for you. But whatever suits you, I think it's a very personal thing. So it doesn't matter how you do it.
So Amrita, when you say left leg towards the perineum, what do you mean? Can you explain that very quickly?
So if you see the Indian gods and goddesses, you'll always see the left leg is up, the right foot is on the floor. So if they're sitting on something, the left leg is turned up, the left heel will be touching the perineum. But even if it is not touching, it's perfectly fine, because as long as that energetic connection is there. Also, another thing which you can do, which is not spoken about much, is that you need to have your tongue connected to the roof of the mouth, the palate. So, because that is where, your front and back meridian join. So that is how the whole energetic connection between your front body and back body happens. So when you do that, there's no break in your meditation. There's no break in the energy flowing down into your body, which is the whole essence of meditation. Otherwise, there's a break.
Okay. And do you believe, do you have to believe in a faith or a religion? Do you have to be Hindu or Buddhist or anything?
No. Meditation doesn't come with any religion. Yeah.
And the one thing that people say a lot, it's very difficult to meditate. I can't clear my mind. It's very difficult to empty my mind.
Yeah, all the more that you need to do it much more than. The thing is that, of course, like anything, you start any practice, it's not easy. Even when you are toddlers walking, it's not easy. So any practice that you start, it's going to take a while. It's going to be you're tuning your body, and the thoughts that you have which you're not aware of, suddenly come into your awareness. So when all those thoughts are coming to your awareness, when you're in silence, it actually feels like it's an uncomfortable feeling because you don't want to think of those. And we are tuned to just bypass or block out the thoughts that, we don't want to think in our life. Of course, some of us overthink it, but it's just that when you are sitting down to clear your mind, all of that will come to your mind. So it does get a little difficult initially. All you need to know is just let it flow, come back to your breath. It's like, an annoying child. You have to keep pacifying it, saying, okay, I see you, I understand you, and then come back to your breath, come back to what you're doing, or whatever, whether you're focusing on a canto flame, or whatever kind of meditation you're doing, whatever you're focusing on. If you're focusing on an image, you can come back to the image. So it's just about noticing when your mind starts wandering. And sometimes,
Right.
it can happen to even people who've been meditating for years and years, that they sit down for meditation for half an hour, and almost 28 minutes of that half an hour, their mind is all over the place. But still do it, because it's only through continuous practicing that you will, be able to realize where your thoughts are going. And that is the whole purpose of meditating, because as you grow in it, then you'll want to clear those thoughts in some way.
Okay, Amrita, and the other thing is, people all say very often, I don't have time to meditate. It takes up too much time. What is your views on that?
You don't need that much time, honestly. I mean, like 30 minutes a day is really good. But if you can't take that out, at least try 5-10 minutes in the morning and 5-10 minutes in the evening. Just as soon as you wake up and just before bed. I think everybody can do that. There's no,
okay. So you would say do it. So you would say try and do it twice a day, as soon as you wake up and just before
going to bed. If you break it up, yeah. If you don't have the time to take 30 minutes out in your day at one stretch or something, then you do it in like 10 minutes time. You can even do it like some people who are very stressed out, I even tell them that put an alarm every 1 hour, just take 5 minutes out, just to focus on your breath and then go back to doing what you're doing. It's actually it energizes you. It makes you aware of what you're doing. You're not just running around, in a stressful situation, because when you are in a stressful situation, you're actually just bringing on more stress. So when you take that 5 minutes time out at any time in the day, when you feel that it's too much and I don't have the time to breathe, that's the time you say, okay, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes. So even if you do that much in a day, I think, you'll slowly see the benefits of taking that 5 minutes out.
Okay. And Amrita, how does meditation help actually?
Meditation is like taking a spiritual shower. So, we clean our bodies every day, but there are so many things that go on in our mind, in our thoughts, emotions. And meditation really helps clear that energy. It helps you remove all the toxic thoughts, emotions. If you're doing any mantra, even if you just do it like 7 times, 12 times, you don't have the time to do it too much, with the intention of clearing all the toxicity of the day, the evening, or you set an intention in the morning when you're doing your morning meditation, whatever. It just helps you clear your energy so that you're not carrying other people's energies consciously, subconsciously, so that you're centered. So it really helps in keeping your energy body clean in that sense. It also brings you closer to your divine self, or your higher self, because the more you go into silence, the more you connect with your heart, the more you're connecting with your intuition, or that the voice of spirit within you. So you're guided better. You're not running around like a headless chicken, just trying to do everything. You're doing the things that will actually bring you, will be beneficial for your activities. You will focus your energies on things that will benefit you, instead of trying to be, all over the place. So these are just a few things.
Okay. So, and you also said that some of the things you should do is sit with your left legs towards the perineum, towards your upper thigh, touch your tongue to the top of your mouth.
Yeah.
And you said set an intention. Anything else that we need to tell people to do?
I think these are the basic things. Invocation, yes, before you start any meditation practice, invocation is very important because it really helps you come into
So
that phase of
explain
joy.
invocation before we go forward.
Yeah.
Explain invocation.
Invocation is just, it's like an intention, but you're intending, we'll be doing it in the meditations also, but it's just like to the divine supreme being or to my higher guides and angels and to all the beings of light, love, whoever you want to connect with at that point of time. If you want to connect with your higher self, if you want to connect to the cosmos or whoever, you believe in. So that invocation is important to call out. It's like, when you call a person by name, they respond. But when you just say, hey, hey, like, I'm trying to connect with you, nobody knows who you're trying to connect with. Of course, we have our guides and angels, but that's a much longer process. So when we do an invocation, we are putting that intention out to the cosmic world that we are now wanting to connect with you. So, the focus comes on to you.
Okay. And anything after the meditation? Like, I like to sit silently for a few minutes, just not doing anything, not talking to anybody.
Yeah, that's
anything
perfect. Yeah, avoiding triggers is very important because it's very easy to get triggered when you have just finished a meditation. You notice even during meditation, sometimes if there's something happening externally, it's very easy to get triggered. So bring your awareness back to yourself because you've done this work for yourself and avoid anything that will trigger you till the time you feel centered. So taking time for yourself is good. Whenever a thought comes in which is not in your highest interest or an emotion that comes up, emotions you should allow yourself to feel. But when you're having repetitive thoughts about something which is not good, because what meditation does is, like I said, it's like a spiritual shower. So whatever seeds we have within our chakras or within our body, they start coming out. So sometimes you notice people get more angry when they meditate. They get more triggered when they meditate because those are the seeds we have within us. So it's important to acknowledge that, okay, this is the emotion that came out soon after I meditated. Because sometimes people get very disheartened. They say, I'm doing all this work and there's only, muck coming out, or I'm feeling worse about myself. But that is the whole point, actually, to clear yourself of all these energies. But if you're going to give in to them, you're going to make them stronger. So you need to be aware of it. That is one of the main things that I feel that, people who are starting on the meditation path, they feel that their life has become more difficult. And it does, because on one hand, you're trying to bring this peaceful, blissful energy, but actually meditation is not really about being blissed out. It's actually about going through all that stuff that you have inside of you and clearing it from the system. So it's a very challenging process. So it's important to be aware of that. And then in your next meditation, whenever you do it, you can set an intention then, because when you're aware of something within you, you can clear it. When you're not aware of something, then it's difficult to clear. So next meditation, set an intention that, okay, this is what came up. This is what I need to clear from me.
Okay. So Amrita, tell me something. So you're saying that stuff that's embedded deep down, so cellular memories and cellular traumas could also start surfacing.
Yes, yes.
So just so people are prepared, how long would they expect things to be coming up? I mean, how long before they start seeing the benefits?
So it's like a graph which goes up and down. You will feel very good some days. You'll feel completely clear, happy, positive, joyful, everything. And there are days where you will feel completely like down in the dumps. You'll feel that, why is this happening to me? Why is someone making this? Because it's like, it comes out in layers. It all doesn't come out at once because we can't handle it at once. If it comes out at once, it's more traumatic sometimes. So it comes out in layers. The same situation may repeat itself if you haven't healed a certain trauma or a certain pain. That thing will keep repeating. It will keep coming up again and again for you to heal, or it will come up in layers. And the more you clear it, the less bad you feel about it. So it will be, it's a journey. It's not something that, you just clear out and it's done. So it's a journey because it actually goes deep into many lifetimes as well. So it's not only one lifetime that you're clearing. So it'll be, but it's like a ascending spiral. You keep going down and up, but it's an upward moving spiral.
Okay. Wonderful, Amrita. Thank you so much for the chat on answering questions that many people have had about meditation.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks for listening in to our meditation section. We will be back with a meditation for health